This is a continuing series on how to prepare for a political campaign. Today, Step 4, how to identify and court opinion leaders who matter. Who are they? Political party leaders, elected officials, those in your jurisdiction whose opinion matters, those with a large following who influence the way rank-and-file voters think and the way they vote. They have a profound influence on who gets on the ballot, the money you raise, the number of volunteers you have, the doors of influence that are opened to you, the connections they can make to people they know that you don't. As you prepare for a political campaign, start by making a list of influential people you already know. Go through the contact list on your cell phone, people you know to be respected and influential in your state or community. Look at your LinkedIn connections, Facebook friends, people you know from places you've worked or served with in civic and community organizations. Once you have inventoried the people you know, construct a list of people you need to know but don't. These influencers will come from 5 very distinct communities: political party leaders, elected officials of your party, leaders of important interest groups, civic and community leaders, and those who lead important ethnic groups. I'll go through each group and explain why they are important, starting with political party leaders. If you're seeking the nomination of a political party, you'll need to visit with those who lead it. Your life will be easier if you have their support. But even if the party organization decides to endorse your opponent, you may be able to establish strong relationships with some of the party leaders who regard you the better candidate, people who may be able to help you even if you don't get the party endorsement. If you ignore them, if you are a stranger to them, or proclaim at the outset that leaders of your party are the enemy, they will make you the enemy. Many candidates have learned the hard way that those who control the levers of power inside political parties have ways of making life very difficult for those who scorn them. In some states, party organizations have the power to prevent people they don't like from getting on the ballot. The second community of influencers you should speak with are elected officials of your party. They too are worthy of a courtesy call, and the really important ones a personal visit. Many will have great suggestions on putting together your campaign because they've done it before. If they're willing to open up, you'll learn important information about who you can trust and who you can't, who has power and who doesn't, and the minefields you should avoid. And even if they're not willing to endorse you, you may find they are willing to help you behind the scenes. There is another truth I should mention about why this is important. Lack of familiarity breeds suspicion. If none of the elected officials of your party know you, have never met you, never heard of you, they are not going to take you or your campaign seriously. The third community of influencers you should seek to court are leaders of important interest groups. Some are extraordinarily powerful: teachers' unions, civil service employees' unions, healthcare workers' unions, trial lawyers, right to life and pro-choice groups, the NRA, the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence, anti-tax groups, tax fairness organizations, identity groups, in some states the Farm Bureau and the Chamber of Commerce. This is not an exhaustive list, nor can I tell you which ones to court without knowing more about your jurisdiction. I can say that regardless of where you live, there exist interest groups that are an important source of support, and whose support often determines who wins and who doesn't. As you talk to party leaders and elected officials, they'll be able to tell you which ones have real influence in your jurisdiction and which ones you should be talking to. The fourth group of people to court are civic and community leaders. In your community, it could be prominent ministers, the head of United Way or the Salvation Army, the president of the Chamber of Commerce, people who lead the Rotary or Kiwanis Club, or those who head important civic and community organizations, civic institutions, or ones that promote popular causes like Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Often these organizations are headed by pillars of a community, people who have enormous influence, and people who know a lot of other people you don't. You'll find your campaign easier to wage and your efforts to network with important people easier if you take the time to meet important and civic leaders in your jurisdiction. And even if they can't endorse you, they will know people who might be able to help you. How do you find these organizations and their leaders? Well, party officials and office holders will be able to tell you. Or go to Google and type civic and community organizations in your community. The fifth and final group of influencers I shall mention are those who lead ethnic groups. They're especially important in urban areas. Each ethnic group has its set of support organizations, leaders who advocate on their behalf, celebrate their history, or help members of their tribe with special needs, be it housing, healthcare, jobs, or economic support. It is the support of these ethnic group leaders that you need if they have a sizable population in your jurisdiction. Often you'll find their tribal bonds are stronger than their bonds to a political party. These are the 5 distinct communities of influence that can make or break your campaign. Must you have support from all of them? No. In fact, I've helped many candidates overcome recalcitrant party organizations, corrupt party leaders, or the opposition of special interest groups. I can also say it is imperative that you look for early support from at least 1 or 2 of these groups I've mentioned. They are your source of early funding for your campaign, the infrastructure that you'll need to get your campaign off the ground, volunteers who can help you, key endorsements you can receive, and ultimately the decision that rank and file voters make in the voting booth. I'm Jay Townsend.